who are you?
I'm Davey Havoc.
From?
AFI.
And Davey, who'd you have beside you?
This is Jade Puget.
Also from AFI.
The importance of this place right here.
Oh, okay.
924 Gilman. What can you tell me about 924 Gilman?
You know, it's interesting that you should bring that up. We were talking about it a lot on the flight over
they made a book.
to, yeah, they did make a book to Europe. We were talking about Gilman Street. And we used to haunt Gilman Street as fans of music, and we used to play music there a lot.
Gilman really helped produce all these great bands.
Yeah,
absolutely. It doesn't always get its due, does it?
No, it seemed like maybe about 5 years ago, everybody kind of knew what Gilman Street was.
Yeah.
Back when, Ransom, Green Day and all that. But now you don't hear much talk about it, but it's still going strong, you know?
Do you have a favorite Gilman memory, like the girl from the Insates and the banana?
We were just talking, that's what we were talking about yesterday, like a few days ago. That's why I was talking about Gilman Street. I have a favorite Gilman memory about the girl from the Insates.
Could you explain about that, Davey Havoc?
I was there for the banana thing, but it was right before the banana event where Miriam fornicated with a banana on stage. I had been outside, and we lived in a small town, and it was, I believe, the first time I'd actually gone to Gilman Street. I think it was 1991. And I was outside, and this girl with bright blue hair and matching blue and white striped tights, and I had a thing for blue hair, was standing on the corner, and she walked right up to me and just started talking to me and said I was cute, and I almost died. It was amazing. And then later, she had a banana inside her, and I didn't make the connection until later. The Insaints are playing again. Actually, right before we left, I saw a flyer for an Insaints show.
I thought she died.
Yeah, unfortunately she did, but I guess they're playing without her, which is very strange.
Well, it's great to continue the tradition.
Yes, I remember a guy named Jeremy Spew that worked security there found a dead baby in a dumpster by Gilman and brought...
Not in a dumpster, he dug it up.
Oh, I heard it was on a dumpster.
No.
There's a couple baby stories, wasn't it? Like Lint from Rancid dug up a baby, and then somebody
Here's
brought a baby to the actual club.
Here's the story. It wasn't Lint. It was Brett who found it while they were practicing there, and Jeremy, which he talks about candidly in some of his spoken word, which is very good. Jeremy's a great guy. Was with some friends a few nights prior. They were not in their right frame of mind, and they dug up a very old baby out of a graveyard, freaked out that they had the baby, didn't know what to do with it, so hid it in the then sound booth of Gilman Street, where bands used to practice at Gilman Street. If you worked there, you could practice on one of the weekends during the day. We used to practice at Gilman Street.
That baby still haunts Gilman Street.
And the baby still haunts Gilman Street. Brett found it in the sound booth, and yeah.
Get the story straight from AF?
Yeah, AFI.
And the 924 Gilman book, it has that all in there.
Yeah, there it is. It's all in there. A lot of great bands. I mean, we saw, Sam I Am and Jawbreaker and Green Day, and Crimp Shrine used to play there, and Filth, and all sorts of different scenes. There was a time when bands from all sorts of different genres of music would sell out Gilman Street. You could go see Bikini Kill pack it. You could go see Rocket from the Crypt.
Or the Mentors.
Or the Mentors. I don't know. Yeah, the Mentors would pack
Play
it.
the same night as the Yeasty Girls.
Yes, exactly. Very, very well said.
I wondered about the connections between AFI here and the Ne'er-Do-Wells, because there are some.
There are connections. I was in Redemption 87.
And
Right.
the drummer.
Nerve Agents.
Right.
The drummer Gary was later on in the High Fives, which was the
High Fives.
incarnation of the
Which
Ne'er-Do-Wells.
is the incarnation of Ne'er-Do-Wells.
And the drummer Al of the Ne'er-Do-Wells
Al
this time.
Tabrante, later was in, earlier was in Green Day.
And of course, you had some releases on.
Adeline Records from who is owned by our friend Billy, who is in Green Day.
And John here, his brother was in the band Sweet Baby.
Sweet Baby, right? Okay, so Sweet Baby. Then is there any Green Day connection to Sweet Baby?
I just thought they were hugely influential.
Sweet Children.
Sweet Children.
Which Green Day started out as.
Yeah, you could do that. Green Day was first called Sweet Children before they were called Green Day.
And they found a dead baby in Gilman Street.
Right.
A sweet dead baby.
Sweet Baby was called Sweet Baby Jesus prior to being called Sweet Baby. And they have a song called She's from Salinas, which is near where AFI is from.
And your drummer Gary from Redemption 87 was in the High Fives, who were the Ne'er-Do-Wells. I love. He's a great drummer.
Gary's awesome. Really nice guy, too.
Yeah. He's actually currently working on a project with Eric Ozine from the Nerve Agents right now.
And a guy from Inside Out too, right?
Is Helmet in it? I don't think Helmet's playing with them.
What can you guys tell me about this? Can you clear us up? Rage Against the Machine, were they once a straight edge band called Inside Out?
No. As you know, I know you know the answer to this question.
I don't.
Really? Do you
No,
not?
I don't know. Please tell me. There's some connection, though, isn't
Yeah.
there?
Well, Zach De La Rocha was a singer of straight edge hardcore band Inside Out, which included, what is Grandma's real name? Mark. Mark, our friend Mark, who played guitar in Inside Out, was also in Gorilla Biscuits. And he was in that band with Zach Inside Out, who were a straight edge hardcore band on Revelation Records. And that is the connection to Rage Against the Machine. Zach is no longer straight edge.
AFI, Jade,
Yes.
and Davey.
Yes.
I'd like to ask you about Leopold Records. What can you tell me about Leopold Records?
Leopold Records was a record store that we didn't spend much time in. It's in Berkeley. It's on Durant. But Leopold's Records was more urban, if you will.
And you hung out on the steps of
We hung out-
Leopold.
Yes, once Leopold Records closed, it closed before it became Tower.
Oh, you're talking about the Tower Steps?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
Leopold's Records. Well, before it was Tower, it was Leopold's Records, and we used to sit around on these steps, which are not these steps. If you go to Berkeley and you were to talk about these steps, they were steps prior to these, which are actually on the UC Berkeley campus, where everybody used to hang out. But then we moved to our own steps, which were the steps in front of Leopold's Records on Durant's, which became Tower, which is now closed again because Tower.
That's some deep knowledge.
Yeah, that's some deep knowledge. We used to just sit there and sit there.
Did you guys live in a frat house? Did you ever live in a frat house?
Yes, this was prior to us living in that frat house. I actually have lived in 2 frat houses.
Were you in the frat house at that time?
Yes, it was no longer a frat house. It was just a really rundown kind of squat house. But a lot of people lived there, from the Distillers and Nick from Tiger Army, and we all kind of lived in the same house.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I had all these visions, you guys coming back from the shows, you know, tiptoeing back through the frat house.
There were both frat houses that I lived in and the frat house that we lived in together. There were no frat boys during our stay there until the very end. At the end of our frat house, which Freeman wasn't technically a squat, but there were like 22, 24 people living in this one house, and it was communal living, and it was disgusting and awful, but it's what we could afford. And right at the end of our stay there, the frat's charter got reinstated, and frat boys started moving in. They couldn't kick out tenants who were there, but as soon as anybody moved out, they moved in frat boys.
All of a sudden, we were in an active frat, and it was total bum out.
It was awful. It was cool though. One thing that was cool about it was what's the frat leader called?
President?
The president of the frat or whatever was gay, and he was secretly gay, and he and his boyfriend used to have sex in the showers, like in the communal showers, and the rest of the frat boys didn't know, which was nice.
The last time
Yes.
I talked to you on tape, you told the people, Davey, you said, quote,
That's not cool. It's not cool to grab Davey's balls. It's true. Under any circumstances.
so did people listen? Do people grab Davey's balls anymore at all, Jade?
I don't know. Do people grab Davey's balls?
Very rarely.
Because on that interview, you said to the nation,
Yeah.
you said to the world, don't grab my balls, because that was in regards to an incident happened in Edmonton, Alberta.
Yes, I don't know if Italy happened after that. But that was actually not my balls. It was the other matter of.
At least, get permission.
Yeah, which I'm not going to give you permission.
So has it helped, though? Did it help at all?
Yes, I guess it did.
That public service announcement a few years ago did help.
It did. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much, AFI.
Thank
Keep
you.
on rocking in the free world, and do-do-do-do-do.
Dude.